Hey there. Have you ever felt like you're trying to find your way through your own emotional landscape, but you don't have a map? You are definitely not alone. In this explainer, we're going to talk about one of the best tools out there for finding that path, the professional mental health assessment. Think of it as your first most important step toward getting real clarity.
You know that feeling, right? When something just feels off. You're overwhelmed, you're not sure why, and you just can't quite put your finger on it. That feeling is actually what pushes a lot of us to finally look for some real answers about what's going on inside.
And that's exactly what an assessment is designed for. It's a really positive, proactive step. It's about taking that big, tangled knot of feelings and questions and finally starting to unravel it, turning it into a clear, understandable picture of your well-being.
So let's get into the nitty-gritty. What even is a professional evaluation? Well, it's way more than just a chat. It's a structured process where an expert uses proven tools and really specific interview questions to get an accurate look at your mental health. And that accuracy is everything, because it's what leads to support that actually works.
Okay, so what really goes on in one of these assessments? Let's pull back the curtain a little bit, because honestly, just knowing what to expect can make the whole thing feel a lot less intimidating.
So it usually kicks off with what's called a clinical interview. This is really just a deep, guided conversation. The provider is going to ask about your personal history, what's stressing you out right now, but also, and this is super important, they're going to ask about physical stuff. Things like how you're sleeping or if your appetite has changed. Those are huge clues because our minds and our bodies are totally connected. You'll probably also fill out some questionnaires to help put some numbers to how you've been feeling.
Now, we need to make a really key distinction here: the difference between a screening and a full assessment. Think of a screening, like those quick quizzes you see online, as just seeing the tip of the iceberg. An assessment, on the other hand, is the deep dive. It's where a professional looks at everything beneath the surface: your medical history, your environment, the whole person.
And when you look at them side by side, the difference is just huge. A screening might be 15 minutes? A real clinical assessment can take up to an hour and a half. Instead of one quick questionnaire, it uses multiple proven tools. And the outcome? It's not just some score, it's a whole personalized management plan. We're talking about two completely different worlds here.
And really, it all comes down to nuance. A trained professional can pick up on things an online quiz never could: your body language, the way you hesitate on a certain question. That human element is just irreplaceable when it comes to getting a truly accurate picture.
Which brings us to a really empowering idea. You're not just a passenger in this process. You can actually prepare for it. And being prepared helps you get so much more out of your session. So let's go through a quick checklist. But let me be super clear about this. This is not a test you need to study for, okay? This is just about taking a few minutes to organize your own thoughts so that the conversation can be as helpful and productive as possible for you.
All right, here's what you can do. First, jot down any physical symptoms you've been having, even little things like headaches or feeling tired all the time. Next, make a list of any medications or supplements you take. It's also super helpful to write down a rough timeline of your mood changes, like when did you first start feeling this way? And this one's huge: prepare your own questions for the provider. And finally, just getting the insurance and payment stuff sorted out ahead of time saves a ton of stress on the day of.
Okay, let's talk about the big one. The thing that I think scares a lot of people: the diagnosis. It is so important that we reframe what this actually means. It's not about getting stuck with some permanent label.
Let's just say that one more time, because it's that important. A diagnosis is not a permanent label. It doesn't define who you are. Period.
This is the absolute best way to think about it. It's a snapshot. That's it. It's a picture of what's going on for you right here, right now. But it isn't your whole life story, and it certainly isn't your future.
So what do you actually walk away with? You get a personalized management plan, a roadmap for your well-being. It gives you a starting point. And here's the best part: it's not set in stone. This plan can be and should be updated every few months as things change. It's a living, breathing guide that evolves with you.
Honestly, deciding to get an assessment is a huge sign of strength. It's you taking the wheel. It's about deciding to move forward with confidence because you're armed with real information and a solid plan. And you should know that this whole process is incredibly reliable. These evaluations follow really strict professional standards, kind of like safety protocols in any other part of healthcare. That's to make sure that everyone gets consistent, high-quality care. It's a system built to help you, and you can trust it.
Now, to really make it work, your role is absolutely vital. Honesty is everything.
Being open helps your provider see the complete picture. And remember, the assessment, that's just step one. The real progress, the real change, that happens when you start following the plan that you create together. So that's the big takeaway here. This whole process is about a shift. It's about moving out of that fog of uncertainty and into the clarity of a plan that's based on real evidence. You stop guessing and you start working with real answers.
And that really brings us to the final question. When you think about it, taking this step is a major commitment to yourself, to your stability, and your future. So I'll just leave you with this to think about. What could a clear, accurate plan for your own well-being really unlock for you?